Minglawa and welcome to MI Radio's Myanmar Today. I'm Henry Zin. We've got the latest news and reports. Pyidaungsu Hluttaw discusses loans for the Ministry of Electricity and Energy. A Myanmar resident in Beijing shares her experience in fighting the coronavirus. Still focusing on Hluttaw news, Pyidaungsu Hluttaw's discussion on getting loans for Ministry of Transport and Communications. And the last report on millions of donations for COVID-19 prevention. All of that on this edition of Myanmar Today, but for now, let's take a look at what's happening in local news. State Councillor Aung San Suu Kyi, who's also the chairperson of the National Level Central Committee on Prevention, Control and Treatment of Coronavirus Disease, made a televised speech on Tuesday discussing the updated situation of the coronavirus infection in Myanmar. In her speech, the State Councillor made a plea to the public on behalf of the government, saying, "Don't get into a panic about it and follow the directives and announcements of the Ministry of Health and Sports and other government agencies regarding COVID-19 calmly and without any nervousness." She also said, "The World Health Organization has announced that COVID-19 can be controlled. Out of those infected by this disease, the death rate is 4.4%. Therefore, it is clear that it is a curable disease. Those who died from this disease were patients with chronic diseases, poor immune system, or late treatment." And she suggested those who are vulnerable to this disease need to take this matter seriously. The State Councillor also said Myanmar is welcoming back the influx of Myanmar nationals who were working in Thailand. They are advised to stay at home or a designated place in a responsible manner for home or facility quarantine for 14 days to prevent the spread of the disease. Those who have arrived back home should cooperate with a full sense of responsibility. Those who have arrived back in Myanmar should not go into hiding because of fear and concern. This is important. They should report their health conditions to the health centers by telephone whether they have COVID-19 symptoms such as fever, cough, and fatigue. The State Councillor also made a point that people are the key to prevent the spread of this virus. The ability of the people to remain calm plays a pivotal role. Ministry of Social Welfare, Relief and Resettlement held a coordination meeting Tuesday on drafting a project plan for prevention, control and treatment of the coronavirus infection at the internally displaced persons camps. The project plan is aimed at quickly responding to the possible COVID-19 infection at the IDP camps as the disease can spread rapidly. According to the statistics in January 2020, there are 128 IDP camps with a total population of 184,333 in 24 townships in Kachin State, Kayin State, Shan State, and Rakhine State. Union Minister Dr. Win Myat said regarding the project, it is important to disseminate knowledge on prevention and control of the coronavirus infection, not only to those living at the IDP camps, but also for those taking administrative duty at the camps. The Union Minister also called on local and foreign volunteers from the humanitarian aid organizations to follow the advice of the health authorities. Under the Grant Assistance for Grassroots Human Security Projects by the Japanese government, the Embassy of Japan signed an agreement Tuesday to fund about $480,000 for upgrading the Mount Tor Hospital and providing medical equipment. The signing ceremony was held at the Japanese Embassy in Yangon, and the grant assistance was signed by Japanese Ambassador Ichiro Maruyama and Chairman of the Mount Tor People's Hospital Construction Supervising Committee, Ula Min. The idea of the project for upgrading Mount Tor People's Hospital was generated when Ambassador Mr. Maruyama visited Rakhine State and met with local people and returnees from Bangladesh. At the meetings, the Japanese ambassador promised the people to provide assistance to upgrade the hospital with a new building and to improve the medical services requested by the people. Thanks to the donation, the hospital will be upgraded from the 50-bed facility to a 100-bed hospital with modern medical equipment. The project is targeted to complete in a year. The Embassy of the Republic of Korea handed over COVID-19 protective gear to Myanmar Tuesday morning. ROK Ambassador Lee Sang-hwa explained the assistance and presented the protective gear to Director General Dr. Zotan Tun from the Department of Medical Research. He said active cooperation of global countries could turn out effective measures against the COVID-19 pandemic and that South Korea will help Myanmar in fighting against the disease. The donation items included 1,000 units of anti-contamination and 50,000 units of surgical glove from the South Korea Foundation for International Healthcare, 10,000 units of surgical suits and 10,000 nurse caps from the KM Heal Care, and 5,000 test kits of coronavirus disease from a Korean NGO, Good Neighbors. And that's all for the local news. Let's take a look at the first report now on Myanmar Today. Pyidaungsu Hluttaw representatives discussed getting the loans for the Ministry of Electricity and Energy from the Japan International Cooperation Agency and the International Development Association of the World Bank. The loan from JICA is to be spent on constructing a combined cycle gas turbine in Thilawa Special Economic Zone, and the loan from IDA is to be used in projects of Myanmar Thermal Power Plant. DJ Henry Zin has more.
On the 28th day of second Pyidaungsu Hluttaw's 15th regular session, which was held on Tuesday, Hluttaw representatives discussed about the loans of the Ministry of Electricity and Energy from the Japan International Cooperation Agency (JICA) and the International Development Association of World Bank. For the issue to get a loan of 7.339 billion yen from JICA, 8 Hluttaw representatives discussed by presenting suggestions. The loan is to be used in the project of infrastructure development in Thilawa area Phase 3. The two single-cycle gas turbines producing 50 megawatts are to be constructed as a combined cycle gas turbine. The combined cycle gas turbine does not utilize extra fuel, but the steam turbine of the original single plants will be used to produce extra power. The produced electricity will be increased from 50 megawatts to 75 megawatts. The Hluttaw representatives highlighted the technical aspect, financial aspect, and economic aspect concerning getting a loan for the project. It was presented how to support the necessary electricity to the companies within the Thilawa Special Economic Zone, as well as the new coming companies. Moreover, it was mentioned to use the budget effectively.
The main challenge for our country to invite more investment is the provision of enough electricity. Unless providing enough electricity, there will be losses in many aspects. At present, more and more investments are to be carried out soon in Thilawa Special Economic Zone. Providing enough electricity for the investors will help the country's economy improve. So I agreed to get loan from JICA.
This is the 5-year project, and the total cost is calculated as 9.103 billion yen. It is proposed to get a loan of 7.339 billion yen from JICA with 0.01% annual interest. Another proposal is to get a loan of $350 million from the International Development Association of World Bank to establish new combined cycle gas turbine and to upgrade the power system efficiency in Myanmar Thermal Power Plant.
The project can produce 300 megawatts electricity more, which can be distributed to 300,000 households. It can solve the problems of electricity shortage in summer. Although the cost rate is to be raised, there will be stable electricity providing system, so it is supportive for the country's economy.
Since Yangon region has high electricity consumption, it is mentioned to support the power plant in the south part of the country to reduce the long distance of transporting the electricity. Myanmar Thermal Power Plant is contributing electricity to Hluttaw Industrial Zone, Sri Lankan Industrial Zone, and Ayeyarwady region through Hluttaw main electricity substation. Pyidaungsu Hluttaw announced to carry out the rest procedures for the loans in the upcoming regular session, which is to be held on 26th of March. This is DJ Henry Zin from MI Radio.
That's Pyidaungsu Hluttaw's discussion on loans for the Ministry of Electricity and Energy. All right, we'll carry on with the next report here on Myanmar Today. Another case has been reported on Wednesday. With a growing concern over the pandemic in the country, it's vital that the general public is kept well informed with accurate information and the experience in fighting the coronavirus. MI Radio reached out to Hluttaw, a Myanmar resident in Beijing.
Myanmar recently announced the first confirmed cases of coronavirus on midnight Monday. The announcement on the Facebook page of the Health and Sports Ministry says the Yangon patient is a 26-year-old male who has recently traveled from the United Kingdom and was hospitalized on Saturday. The 36-year-old male patient from Chin State is said to have recently traveled from the United States and was hospitalized on Monday. The government had already restricted the entry of visitors from countries considered to have serious outbreaks and cancelled April celebrations of the Thinjin annual traditional water festival. Hluttaw, who is working at China Media Group in Beijing, shares her experience during the outbreak in Beijing.
မြန်မာနိုင်ငံမှာဆိုရင်အခုကိုရိုနာဗိုင်းရပ်စ်ပိုးစတင်တွေ့ရှိပါပြီဒီတော့ကျမတို့ဘာလုပ်မလဲနံပါတ်1ပထမပေါ့နော်နံပါတ်1ပထမဆုံးအနေနဲ့ကိုယ်စိတ်ထဲမှာဖြစ်နေတဲ့ကြောက်စိတ်တွေကိုလျှော့ပေးပါလို့ကျမကတိုက်တွန်းချင်ပါတယ်ကျမတို့ကိုယ်တိုင်လည်းဒီကိုရိုနာဗိုင်းရပ်စ်ပေါ့နော်ဖြစ်ပွားရာနေရာဖြစ်တဲ့ဒီတရုတ်နိုင်ငံမှာနေခဲ့တဲ့သူဖြစ်တဲ့အတွက်ကြောင့်ဒီလိုမျိုးအခုလိုမျိုး ယောဂစပြီးတော့ဖြစ်ပွားပြီးယောဂပိုးစတွေ့ပြီးဆိုတဲ့အနေအထားမျိုးကိုကျမတို့လည်းဒါကြုံတွေ့ခဲ့ရတယ်အဲ့လိုကြုံတွေ့တဲ့အချိန်မှာကျမတို့ကိုယ်တိုင်လည်းကိုယ့်ရဲ့စိတ်ထဲမှာကြောက်စိတ်တွေဖြစ်ပေါ်မိတယ်ဘယ်သူရှိကဘယ်အချိန်မှာဘလို့အနေအထားနဲ့ကူးနိုင်မယ်ဆိုတာဒီအချိန်မှာဒါတွေကမသိနိုင်ဘူးအဲ့အတွက်ကြောင့်ကိုကကို့အနားမှာတယောက်ကနှာချီသွားရပဲဖြစ်ဖြစ်ချောင်းဆိုးသွားရပဲဖြစ်ဖြစ်ပေါ့နော်ဟိုစိတ်တစားကို့မှာဖြစ်မိတဲ့စိတ်တွေဖြစ်မိတယ်အဲ့အတွက်ကြောင့်ကိုယ့်ရဲ့အတွင်းစိတ်ထဲမှာဒီချိန်မှာကြောက်စိတ်တွေရှိတယ်ဆိုရင်အတက်နိုင်ဆုံးရှော့ချပေးပါဒီချိန်မှာအကောင်းဆုံးလှုပ်သင့်တာကတော့အစိုးရနဲ့အတူဒီကျန်းမာရေးဝန်ထမ်းတွေကလှုပ်ရှားရှိတာသူတို့ဘာသာသူတို့လှုပ်ရှားရှိတာကိုသူတို့ဆက်လုပ်ပါလိမ့်မယ်ပြည်သူတွေကအစိုးရနဲ့အတူကျန်းမာရေးနဲ့အားကစားဝန်ကြီးဌာနရဲ့ညွှန်ကြားချက်တွေအတိုင်းလိုက်နာဖို့ပဲလိုပါတယ်ကျွန်မအကောင်းဆုံးအကြံပြုချင်တာကတော့နံပါတ်1တက်နိုင်သမျှအပြင်ထွက်ခြင်းကိုအားလုံးရှောင်ရှားပေးပါနော်နောက်ကိုကာခွဲပါနောက်ဒီကျန်းမာရေးသတိအမြဲရှိပါနောက်တစ်ချက်ကတော့ကျန်းမာရေးညွှန်ကြားချက်တွေကိုလိုက်နာဆောင်ရွက်ပါလို့ကျမတို့အကြံပေးချင်ပါတယ်အားလုံးအတူကျမတို့တွေပူးပေါင်းပါဝင်ပေးကြပါယောဂဆိုးကြီးကိုအတူကျမတို့တွေပူးပေါင်းတိုက်ဖျက်ကြပါစို့လို့ကျမတို့ပြောချင်ပါတယ်ရှင်
Experts have attributed the outbreak to a novel coronavirus that has since spread across China and abroad, with confirmed cases now exceeding 330,000 globally. As of 24th March data, China has reported 81,747 confirmed cases, with over 3,000 deaths and 73,299 recovery cases. After 5 days of zero new cases, central China's Hubei province reported one new COVID-19 case on Monday. Wuhan will lift outbound travel restrictions starting April 8th after over 2 months on lockdown. 2020 Tokyo Olympics will be postponed by 1 year because of the coronavirus. She continued to explain how Chinese medical experts are sharing experience and knowledge with the experts from around the world.
တရုတ်ပြည်တွင်ကူးစက်ရောဂါတိုက်ဖျက်မှုမှာဒီပါဝင်ဘူးခဲ့တဲ့ဒီဆရာဝန်တွေဟာဆိုရင်လေတချို့ကကူးစက်ရောဂါဖြစ်ပွားနေတဲ့နိုင်ငံတွေကိုသွားပြီးတော့ထောက်ပံ့ကူညီမှုပေးနေတာတွေကိုတွေ့ရတယ်တချို့ကကြတော့လေ online video တွေကနေတဆင့်ပေါ့နော်ဒီနိုင်ငံခြားဆရာဝန်တွေနဲ့အတွေ့အကြုံတွေကိုမျှဝေပေးနေတာကိုကျမတို့တွေ့ရတယ်အခုလမလ19ရက်နေ့မှာဆိုရင်လေဒီနာမည်ကြီးပေါ့နော်ပါရဂူကျုံနန်ဆန်းနဲ့လီလန်ကျွမ်းစားတဲ့ပါရဂူတွေဟာဆိုရင်နိုင်ငံတကာကူးစက်ရောဂါထိန်းချုပ်ကာကွယ်ရေးအတွေ့အကြုံတွေကိုvideo conferencing လုပ်ပြီးတော့ online ကနေပေါ့နော်ဒါအတွေ့အကြုံတွေကိုရှင်းပြခဲ့တာတွေ့ရတယ်အဲ့ဒီလို video conferencing ဒီလိုမျိုးအတွေ့အကြုံတွေရှင်းပြရဆိုရင်ဒါဘယ်နှကြိမ်ရှိပြီလဲဆိုတော့4ချိန်တိုင်ရှိသွားပြီ တရုတ်နိုင်ငံကတော့ဒီ COVID-19 ပေါ့နော်ကူးစက်မှုယောဂလက္ခဏာတွေနောက်ထိန်းချုပ်ရေးနည်းလမ်းတွေနဲ့ကုသရေးအတွေ့အကြုံတွေကိုအထူးသဖြင့်ဥရောပနိုင်ငံတွေကိုမျှဝေပေးနေတာအခုလက်တလုံးမှာကျမတို့တွေ့ရပါတယ်
This is Agajo reporting for Myanmar International Radio.
And that's a Myanmar resident in Beijing sharing her experience in fighting the coronavirus. All right, let's have a look at the currency rates now from Myanmar's central bank and the stock exchange. $1 is at 1,404 kyats. 1 Chinese renminbi is at 198 kyats. 1 euro is at 1,520 kyats. 1 pound sterling is at 1,639 kyats. 1 Singapore dollar is at 975 kyats. 1 Malaysian ringgit is at 316 kyats. 1 Thai baht is at 42 kyats, and the Indian rupee is at 18 kyats. Gold is trading at $1,617. Silver is at $14, and Brent crude oil is at $24. On the Yangon Stock Exchange, FMI dropped 500 and it's at 10,500. MTSH dropped 100 and it's at 3,600. MCB is at 8,200. FPB is at 21,500. TMH is at 2,750. Stay with us as we bring you more reports on Myanmar Today. Pyidaungsu Hluttaw discussed getting loans for the Ministry of Transport and Communications, which are to be spent on Yangon-Mandalay Railway Improvement Project Phase 1 and upgrading the Jotown, Meza and Mauhan Kadu posts of Mandalay-Mijina Railway. It is proposed to get loans from the Japan International Cooperation Agency and the Economic Development Cooperation Fund of the Republic of Korea. Pyidaungsu Hluttaw will tell us more.
Pyidaungsu Hluttaw discussed about getting loans for Ministry of Transport and Communications from Japan International Cooperation Agency (JICA) and Economic Development Cooperation Fund (EDCF) of the Republic of Korea. The proposal to get loan of 40.604 billion yen from JICA was submitted to Pyidaungsu Hluttaw, and Hluttaw representatives presented their perspectives of this submission on the 28th day of second Pyidaungsu Hluttaw's 15th regular session. This loan is to be used for Yangon-Mandalay Railway Improvement Project Phase 1. Yangon-Mandalay Railway is being reconstructed in 2 phases, which are Yangon-Daegu Section Phase 1 and Daegu-Mandalay Section Phase 2. This is the 3rd time Hluttaw getting loan for the Phase 1 project. In Myanmar, the railway transport has started since 1877 with initial railway of Yangon-Pye. In 1889, the railway network was connected to Mandalay. At present, there are 6,000 miles of railway within the country.
Logistic strategy or national transport master plan
It is in line with the logistic strategy for national transport master plan. It is project which supports the public transport so that there will be redundancy in long term. Railway transport is widely used even in the developing countries because railway and waterway transports are cheapest kinds of public transport. Moreover, I believe that as soon as railway project has finished, the freight logistics will be improved incredibly.
After the upgrading project, the speed of train can be increased from 64 km per hour to 100 km per hour, which is the same as the allowed speed for highway road. And the duration will be reduced from 14 hours to maximum of 8 hours for the complete routine. Hluttaw representatives suggested to be punctual, to make safety ensure, to provide good services and facilities, to prevent illegal ticketing, and to implement the convenient ticketing system. It was also presented to use the budget effectively and to make the consultancy processes transparent. Another railway upgrading project is to upgrade the Jotown Mesa and Mauhan Kadu posts of Mandalay-Mijina Railway. For this project, it is to get loan of $125 million from Economic Development Cooperation Fund (EDCF) of the Republic of Korea.
Jotown Mesa လမ်းပိုင်းနဲ့မော်ဟန်ကာဒူလမ်းပိုင်းကပြုပြင်ပြီးစီးခဲ့မယ်ဆိုရင်ကုန်စည်စီးဆင်းမှုတွေလင်းမြန်ချုံးဝေးလာမှာဖြစ်တဲ့လူမှုစီးပွားဘဝတွေလည်းတိုးတက်မြင့်မားလာမှာဖြစ်
After the upgrading of Jotang Meza and Mohan Gadu posts, the freight logistics will be smoother to support the socioeconomics. In the past, the railways were so rough that the passengers were not convenient while riding the train. This project of upgrading Mandalay Mijina Railway by getting $149 million loan from EDCF, in addition with $24.061 million from national contributions, is carried out with the purpose of increasing speed of the train and reducing the transportation fee, provides smoother transportation for passengers and freight, and upgrading stations and locomotives. And it is a great job to do for the citizens.
The Hluttaw representative suggests to make the north-south railway connectivity improve and to conduct effective monitoring and evaluation systems. When the expressways are upgraded, it becomes competitive for the railway transportation. So, the Ministry of Transport and Communications is implementing the projects to make the railway transport sector improve by upgrading the railway and providing better services and facilities. That's all for now. This is Dora Swissin from MI Radio.
That's Pyidaungsu Hluttaw's discussion on getting loans for the Ministry of Transport and Communications. Well, let's move on to the last report before we go to international news. 43 donors presented millions of medicine, medical equipment, and cash in order to help control and prevent the novel coronavirus. Dora will tell us more.
Hello everyone, this is your reporter Dora reporting you from MI Radio. Millions worth of medicine, medical equipment, and cash were presented to the Central Committee, the Ministry of Health and Sports, and Public Health Department of Yangon Region for COVID-19 prevention. A total of over 1,080 million jacks, US dollar 24,400, and Singapore dollar 100,000 worth of cash and equipment were presented by 43 donors at the donation ceremony on 21st March. Union Minister for Health and Sports Dr. Myen Tui, Yangon Region Chief Minister U Phyo Min Thein, U Nyan Wei, Secretariat Member of the Central Executive Committee of the National League for Democracy, NLD, and the officials attended the ceremony and received the donations. At the opening of the ceremony, U Nyan Wei, the Secretariat Member of the Central Executive Committee of the National League for Democracy, NLD, gave the opening remark. After that, the donors expressed their delight for giving the donation. The ceremony was followed by the speech of Yangon Region Chief Minister U Phyo Min Thein. He mentioned about the Yangon Regional Government's plan for prevention of COVID-19 and informed the citizens not to trust the rumors.
There were some rumors like the supermarkets and shopping centers to shut down in Yangon. I want to openly mention the media about the situation now. We still don't issue those close downs. We still only stop the event permits and the locked areas like karaoke room, cinemas, and the massage business where people can easily be infected.
He mentioned that they found more than 700 rumor posts about COVID-19 on social media, so he encouraged the public to trust the publication of the ministry and follow the safety instructions to prevent the spread of the virus. U Phyo Min Thein also mentioned that the Yangon regional government has already planned for preventive measures if the situations get worse. They have prepared 500 apartments for quarantine and also 2 hospitals under the control of Yangon General Hospital, which can fit in 300 people. After that, Union Minister for Health and Sports Dr. Myen Tui gave the speech expressing the importance of public participation in controlling the virus.
As our state councillor mentioned, people are the key. Without public support, Even our ministries are working for 48 hours for a day. The virus cannot be controlled. There is something that people should know. 80% of the people infected by this virus do not show symptoms or just a mild symptom like a little rise in body temperature. 15% are severe and 5% are dying state.
He expressed that ministry dispatched the full delegation of authority to the state and regional department head who have expert knowledge on public health, so they can make the decision concerning public health on time and take the preventive measures instantly if any cases crop up. The minister mentioned that they need to make the preparations on time because people will suffer for 1 hour if the process are late for 1 hour. Later that, the ceremony continued to accept the donations and present the certificates of honor to the donors. One of the donors, Ujole, who is the CEO of CB Bank, mentioned about their participation of Corporate Social Responsibility CSR.
Our CB Bank has always been participating in CSR work in terms of floods, earthquakes, and etc. This is also the time for participation. This is for our country and for our Myanmar citizens. I would like to mention all our citizens to listen to the safety tips published by the WHO and the Ministry of Health and Sports.
He also mentioned that they will try their best to open all the bank's branches even in a war situation in order to provide the services for Myanmar citizens. Okay, so that's all about the report now. This is your reporter Daughter reporting you from MI Radio, and see you again.
And that's all we have for today's reports, and it's probably time to check on some international news here on Myanmar Today. The World Health Organization has once again warned that the pandemic is clearly accelerating, but says it is still possible to change its trajectory. Many countries have been advising their citizens to adopt social distancing behavior and not leave their homes, but the WHO said this strategy alone will not be enough to contain the virus.
We'll stop all gatherings of more than 2 people in public, excluding people you live with.
Der Aufenthalt im öffentlichen Raum ist nur alleine mit einer weiteren nicht im Haushalt lebenden Person oder im Kreis der Angehörigen des eigenen Hausstands gestattet.
इसलिए मेरा सभी देशवासियों से ये आग्रह है कि आने वाले कुछ सप्ताह तक जब बहुत जरूरी हो तभी अपने घर से बाहर निकलें.
As leaders across the world invoke lockdowns, the WHO has some advice for all of them.
Asking people to stay at home and other physical distancing measures are an important way of slowing down the spread of the virus and buying time, but they are defensive measures.
The message is shutdowns alone will not solve the problem.
To win, we need to attack the virus with aggressive and targeted tactics, testing every suspected case, isolating and caring for every confirmed case, and tracing and quarantining every close contact.
The mayor of Moscow told President Vladimir Putin on Tuesday that the number of coronavirus cases in the Russian capital has far exceeded the official figures, as Putin donned a protective suit and respirator to visit a hospital. Russia has so far reported 495 cases of the virus and 1 death, far fewer than major Western European countries, and the country has temporarily banned the entry of foreigners to curb the spread of the virus. Putin donned a bright yellow full-body hazmat suit and respirator as he visited a hospital on the outskirts of Moscow that is treating coronavirus patients and praised the doctors for their work. Russian Prime Minister Mikhail Mishustin on Monday gave the authorities 5 days to develop a system to track people who have come into contact with anyone with coronavirus by using mobile phone geolocation data. Under the new system, people would be sent information if they came into contact with someone who has infected, and the same information will be passed on to special regional headquarters set up to fight the pandemic. One of the UK's leading ear, nose and throat (ENT) consultants believes the loss of the senses of smell and taste could be a new symptom of contracting COVID-19. Nimal Kumar, president of ENT UK, has noticed a sharp rise in cases of isolated anosmia, the total or partial loss of smell, without any nasal blockages, not only in Britain but also across Europe and beyond. He believes patients who display a sudden loss of smell or taste could have the coronavirus without realizing it, even if they don't display a high temperature or a continuous new cough, which are the primary indicators of infection.
We have seen a very surprising new symptom. It is the loss of the sense of smell without any other nasal problems. That means no nasal blockage, no runny nose. And this is being reported along with a loss of taste, which is secondary to the loss of smell, around the world. This is not just here in the United Kingdom. We've had several hundred reports from patients around the world. At the moment, the medical community is very interested. There will be skeptics that we need to show the evidence. So the first stage is we formed an olfactory working group. That means a group of professionals working, dealing with the sense of smell. And across countries, we are first of all doing a survey. Once this survey results are available, we will then present it to Public Health England and perhaps in the wider medical community so that we can make sure that this symptom is studied more closely.
Joe Biden, former U.S. Vice President and Democratic presidential candidate, on Monday delivered remarks from his home in Delaware in an effort to reignite his presidential campaign during the novel coronavirus outbreak. In his address, Biden blasted U.S. President Donald Trump for being slow to respond to the outbreak of the virus, which has worsened the health and economic crises the nation faces. Biden criticized the Trump administration for ignoring early warning signs about the novel coronavirus outbreak, as well as failing to take immediate action to curb the spread of the virus. And that's all we have for today. Thanks for joining me on Myanmar Today. I'm Henry Zin. Have a great day, everyone. Remember to wash your hands correctly and frequently. Practice good hygiene and always be on high alert for important news. I'll see you again. Goodbye.